Happy Monday, everybody. Just a recap of what occurred over the weekend. Essentially had a final Bitcoin Cash meetup in North Bondi. So you can see here I'm wearing the Bitcoin Cash t-shirt. It was really good. If you weren't aware, I was helping to co-organize a Bitcoin Cash meetup for the past year or so since I came to Sydney. And because I'm leaving to Singapore next month, this was our last hurrah. There was a great turnout. Saw some new faces, met some cool people, and of course, we got to share with some of those new folks the benefits of Bitcoin Cash. Shared a bit about the history, why it's important in terms of what we all believe in terms of the vision, the original Bitcoin vision. So to share with you, the reason why I got involved was because one, single global currency. So as somebody who's traveled around a lot and who's seen sort of what could be possible in terms of creating a truly global sense of community, I see that the Satoshi's Bitcoin has the potential to be able to rearrange and shift the plumbing system, the financial plumbing system of the world, to a truly global financial system. And since everybody's interacting with money, the way that we interact with that money can shift and change behaviors, of course accompanied by the tools that we use to interact with that money on. And that excites me, right? Because for once we'd actually have a money that isn't controlled by any one nation or nation state. And you'd have, actually there was an article by Bloomberg, so I'll just show it here, where essentially countries are saying why does the US dollar need to be the standard in terms of international currency. And it's a good valid point. If you take away sort of ownership from anyone, but the money is still technically owned by everyone, then people can just continue to transact. They trust in the system, and we go from there. Now, of course, a lot of these things are idealistic, but it's also a shift from what has happened in the past in terms of how money has been owned or transacted before. So this is the thing that excites me the most. There is constant debate about what is the right path or the right way. What fascinates me even more is sort of the human behavioral side of things. And it's going to be really it's going to be really interesting to see just how much just to see how much takes place in this space. So blockchain being the underlying technology that has helped enable Bitcoin to get to where it is at today, it's going to have a lot more use cases, but Bitcoin will still be a big deal for a lot of folks into the future. It's still early days, and even though we're about a decade in, big shifts and changes globally usually take a couple of decades. So this is something that I'm invested in for the long run, for the long game, and I continue to really stay close to the ground and have my ear to the ground on what is happening in this space, because it is that important. And yeah, of course, from the community side, right? That's why I've created this business called Faia, and we are essentially an agency model. And when I say agency, we're looking at marketing / consulting, but specializing in blockchain communities, because the way that we approach communities is a bit different in the sense that it's actually taking a lot of cues from my studies of wolves from about a decade ago. And I apply that sort of same, I apply principles that I learned from wolves to communities and how I manage and the type of energy that I put out towards them. I also take cues from my Polynesian ancestry, and I've embedded into our own methodology and system there. So yeah, with that, I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and I'll continue to put these up so you can see what is going on and see the development of Faia and the business. And in about a month, you'll get to see me go to Singapore and really hit the ground running, because when I land about 2 days after that, I will be at the Block Show. I think it's called an Asian Block Show Summit, and I think it's a 4-day event. And yeah, that's going to be interesting, and I'll take you through that entire journey there. So with that, remember, as always, through patience and persistence, it will come.